So, I'm going to have to do this one slightly different because this pile of boxes is a little too big for me to handle. So we're just going to fly through these. Okay, that's a DVD update. Let's see. This one's... I'm not sure if this will work. It kinda is, I guess. Some of these, since this is a UPS or USPS, I think I know what this is. Oof. It is. We've got a UPS box here. Actually, I should probably be doing it from the bottom. Oh, yes, this is very relevant to my anime DVD collection update. Some woolite. And nothing else in that box. This one is relevant though. Why can't I help but think that something's missing? That's interesting. Looks like they combined two orders. So, let's see, this is in there. It's assorted colors. I thought it was also, oh yes, it is assorted sizes. Okay. Cool. Next box from... So, okay, this one is a bit eccentric, I'm going to admit in advance. Just slide it off or whatever. You may recognize this as something... Oh, there you go. I already have our Fox's Home Deity Volume 2 Premium Edition. And this final box is also from NIS. No, this isn't, right? Yes, it is. Huh. What in the world? Interesting. So maybe that's why this box is bigger. It came with, looks like a poster and a CD. Thank you for your purchase from our online store. These are remastered DVDs for your anime purchase of Persona Volume 1, Disc 1 and 2. Well, that's what I was... Oh, these discs in here are the remastered ones. Okay. That's actually good that they did that, because honestly, that's the reason I bought that. And you know, since this is all a clusterfuck to organize right now, I'm going to throw these on here. Let's organize all this stuff real fast so that, this non-anime DVD goes with these semi-anime DVDs. We cover the new ones first. Actually, let's cover the NIS stuff first real quick. And as part of doing that, well, okay, here's the summary real quick. Persona Trinity Soul. This is Volume 1. This is one of NIS's first releases. For those of you unaware, when they first released Toradora Volume 1 and Persona Trinity Soul Volume 1, the discs, the contents had been deinterlaced by NIS, and people complained, and so NIS did a recall thing, and they put the original interlaced video back on. Now, I've already gotten a replacement Toradora one. That one was a simple matter of just ordering Toradora like a month after the replacement program, because everybody bought that one. That was a popular series. Persona's not rated as high, and so I think these should be the remastered discs that are deinterlaced, and that's why I bought Persona. As for why I bought Art Holmes Fox D82, just a sec. Let me get my other copy. So let's see. The reason I got it is because somebody pointed out that this image is slightly more pixelated on the previous one. I can kind of see something, but whatever. I bought them directly from NIS themselves, simply because, you know, they're not likely to, you know, have stock they're trying to go through. They would ship the right thing right off the bat. And I ordered it directly from them using Amazon, so they have their stuff listed on there. Let's take a look at this. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to open it, so let's begin by hooking one end open like that and actually taking a look at this. I've got a huge mess on my floor right now. There's a lot of boxing. Usually I don't have when I have 6 things to open up, it's not 6 boxes and all but 2 are dinky little things. Come on, come off. Oh, there we go. I would guess this is a Persona Trinity Soul poster. It looks like it is, but I'm having trouble opening it. So over here you got, do I even remember her? And that guy? I might have to start this series over. Oh, then there's something on the... Oh, nice. I'd probably put this one up instead, because it's Toradora related. Oh. First things first, I have to figure out how to straighten these out. I bet there's a YouTube video that's like... By the way, really easy way to straighten out your DVDs. Let's see, next up, new releases. So let's begin with The World God Only Knows, and since we've got both DVD and Blu-ray versions, and this plastic is hard as fuck. There we go. I did it with only my fingernail and a box cutter. This is the Blu-ray version of The World God Only Knows. 2 discs. Since this is Sentai, it's worthwhile to see. There's both English and Japanese audio. There's also DVD version. This is probably the series I'm going to begin watching tonight. Just pop that Blu-ray in. These look like the same images on the DVDs as on the Blu-rays. Interesting. So they're fairly similar in terms of front and back. Except we've got a Naruto Shippuden Set 9. Feels like it's been a long time since any Naruto has come out. I think a lot of that is just... Well, the last one probably came out, what, 3 months ago, maybe? Which would have been just, these are some really exciting DVDs. That would have been before I moved out. something. There's a hole in his face. It looks like a pumpkin with a black hole in the middle. So, and then there's Ice. And this would be the release by, let me see, Seminole Films, which means that this is actually the movie version of Ice, which I find very interesting how, like Anime News Network doesn't have separate entries for them. Maybe intentionally, but I don't know if I've seen it like that for other anime. And, you know, Right Stuff didn't carry this when I kept looking there for information. For comparison purposes, here's the series released by Sentai, Seminole Sentai. And they probably cover about the same damn thing. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, let's see. Another new release this week is Blue Exorcist 2 from Aniplex. I've actually had a chance to watch this. This is a pretty entertaining. So there's only 2 Uda X episodes on this one, but it also has the special unaired episode that was released on only DVD. Content-wise, it was very entertaining. Oh, look. Reversible cover. Reversible-ish cover, because there's no information on the back there. You got Aniplex's proof of purchase, and once again a poster. Double-sided. It's interesting trying to remember what had happened in this anime and realizing I remembered pretty well. And extra glad to know that we wouldn't know her until sometime in this DVD, which makes my question of who the hell is that, not as relevant. Let's see. I got Hyper Combat Unit Dangaioh, the Ultimate Transformers. This is an older release. I was going to say Central Park Media, but actually I don't see any evidence on here that it is anything other than a manga release. I don't even see... Oh well, doesn't matter. I've got it. I got it because I have Great Dangaioh, and I assume that the 2 series are related in some way. Let's see, I started collecting Gall Force, and what better way than with the collector's series of the first 4 discs. I bet if I turn this sideways, I would totally have more room to show you the DVDs. That's Gall Force 1, Eternal Story. Gall Force 2, Destruction. Even though the DVD says Destruction 2. Gall Force 3, Stardust War. This one doesn't call itself Gall Force 4, but I assume it is. It's Ria Gall Force. And then the final anime is Yu-Gi-Oh! Dawn of the Duel Part 1, which I do believe I showed Part 2 last week, and the week before that Grand Champion, so this should complete Season 5 for me. Oh look, a receipt from half.com, and we've got Disc 2 and Disc 1. Cool. And that doesn't complete my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but that gets pretty damn close, I think. So, for non-anime stuff, surprisingly enough, that begins with something Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters 1 and 2, which I originally bought because, you know, I probably would have bought anyways because they were under the anime category and they're Yu-Gi-Oh, blah, blah, blah. When I did research into them, I don't think we can consider these anime because for Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters, it sounds like these 2 movies are actually a 12-episode series that was commissioned by 4Kids, which means that the writers and the directors and the producers We're all English. Executive producers Alfred, Norman, and Tom. Very Japanese sounding names, right? And, well, okay, if they had been worked on by Japanese people, then maybe, you know, they could have been distributed everywhere, but it looks like they've been aired in every country but Japan. So, I'm left to conclude that these two things are actually technically not anime, but you could say they're the most anime-inspired animation I've ever seen, because, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is. And then finally I got Be Kind Rewind, because the DVD collection subreddit is going to watch this on Saturday. I don't know anything about the movie, but for only $3, I can't really complain. Anyways, that is this week's anime DVDs. So it's kind of unfortunate. I started looking up planned DVD releases for the next couple months, and, well, there's a good amount of stuff. There's not a lot of it. It feels like it's even less than before. I say this mostly because I was looking at the week of March 6th, because that's the week that the Fate Zero Blu-ray box set comes out, and I was kind of curious what else I was going to be getting that week so I could kind of start planning that stuff in advance, and I realized the only other DVDs coming out are things I already have. Well, I guess that means, to be fair, that there's stuff coming out, but there's not a whole lot of, there's not as much new stuff as there was before. So maybe that's not too unusual or different. It might mean that I have a good opportunity here to catch up on the old stuff like I have been. I mean, like, my plan for next week, I've already ordered a bunch of that stuff, and there's a lot of little cheap things I could do to make significant progress on my anime wish list. Woo. But y'all will see what those are next week. I don't know, just kind of thinking about those. I'm very excited because we're getting so much closer to the February 14th release of Madoka Magica Volume 1. That's probably been the anime I've been most looking forward to coming out on DVD, because I highly suspect it'll be something that ends up on my top favorites list, which will become a top 23 with that on there if it does. Huh, funny. Well, anyways, we'll just see what happens, right? We'll always see what happens. Chances are, if the only thing on the week of the 6th ends up being the Fate Zero Blu-ray box set, I may end up putting off that week's anime DVD collection update if I don't get it until March 7th, like planned. But I might have a better idea of whether or not that'll happen the week before that. I'll make sure to mention that again there. Otherwise, yeah, I guess that's all I have to do to finish off this update. So y'all have a nice week.